Hey guys, how's it going? What's going on in the market with real estate? How it's going to affect real estate wholesalers? And what should you do to prepare yourself to real estate recession? These are going to be the topics we're going to talk about today in this video. Welcome back to the channel. So let's get right into it. As you guys may know, I've been doing wholesaling for over 2 years. When I started wholesaling, it was the peak of COVID pandemic. So yeah, you know, real estate was going for crazy prices. Everyone was buying everything. So it was kind of crazy. But now we're going to a different times. This times will take some effort to adapt, and not everyone's going to be able to do it, but in this video I want to provide you my best tips or the things that I know what's going on in the market that should give you an idea of what's going to happen and how you can change your business to stay in business and even be profitable during the difficult times. Okay, so what we are noticing in the market, we're going to talk about those two things. Number one of the biggest things that we're noticing is slowing down in single family home sales. Number one reason for slowing down in single family home purchases is interest rates. Interest rates have been going up for the past 6, 7, 8 months, pretty much since the beginning of the year, and they've been going up, and which has started to slow down single family home purchases. It slows down pretty much everything, but single family homes, especially over a certain price point, get affected by it the most. What that price point is that price point of around 450 to 500,000 and over, that gets affected at the most. And the reason why is because that is over the average home price in America at the moment, and everything above that average get affected the most because people that could have purchased a $500,000 house now can only buy, let's say, a $400,000 house. So it has been affected so much that, you know, it really depleted the pool of buyers that could buy property over a certain price amount. And I say a 500,000 is actually a good price point to think about it that way. One of the biggest tips for me to suggest on that, if you're doing single family home wholesaling or investing, my suggestion is to go for homes that are less than average for your area. So for example, you can go ahead and Google, let's say, average home price for Tampa, Florida, or whatever you are located. You can go ahead and Google that. I'm going to try to pull up certain images here. So you're going to go ahead and Google that and then see what the average price is. I think in Tampa, Florida, it's like 400,000. Something like that. So anything under that I feel comfortable with. And not only just to, like, you don't have to buy under that. What you have to do is that your ARV of your after repair value of your house that you're gonna either flip or wholesale should be under 400,000. And what that does is that person that's gonna flip it, or if you're gonna wholesale to someone or you're gonna flip it yourself, you know that most likely that house will sell for a good price. What that means for real estate wholesalers is that a lot of times when the property is over your average home price in the area, now it's going to be a little bit more difficult to wholesale it. That's something to keep in mind. Make sure you get better deals, and in general this time is going to require you to get better deals than you did for the last 2 years. And this is when the market changes. You know, before it was hard to get a deal from a seller, but it's easy to wholesale to a buyer. Now you're getting a bunch of deals from sellers, maybe not a bunch depending on how much volume you do, but you'll be getting more deals from a seller, and it's going to be less buyers that are going to want to purchase those deals. And that's something we're not used to, especially based on the last 2 years. So now we're going to talk about land. Land has been slowing down as well, and if you guys know me, you know that I mostly do land. So I've been adjusting my strategy when it comes to land. I've been buying, putting it on the market if I believe it's a good price, because some investors may not buy, but retail buyers will still purchase those lots. So that's been another strategy of mine. So I suggest concentrating on the cheaper lots that you may want to purchase yourself. But some areas that are very developing, the buyers still buy there, builders still building, but it definitely has shrinked a lot. I used to be able to get any lot and wholesale 99% of them. Now it's completely different. I want to say I wholesale maybe 60% of the lots that I'm getting at the moment. So there's definitely have been a lot that have been falling through. Multifamily is the best investment during recession, because the cash flows, even if it depreciates in value for a certain amount of time, for a year, 2, 5 years, is going to go back up again. But this whole time you've been paying it off and it's been cash flowing positively. So people love multifamily properties, especially during recession times, because when people cannot buy houses anymore, they start renting more. And guess what? That happens. That means the rents are going up higher. So buying multifamily properties is the best way to go during recession. However, multifamily homes are saturated as it gets right now. So when it comes to wholesalers and investors trying to get a hold of multifamily home owners, it's been absolutely crazy. I mean, I'm in the talks with multiple right now, but it's been very, very difficult. So that's something to keep in mind. Yes, multifamily home, if you get it, if you want to wholesale it, if you get it for a decent price, most likely you will be able to wholesale it with no problem. But in general, something to think about is that you may not be able to get one for quite some time. It's because it's a little bit of a saturated market. So you have to find what works the best for you. Maybe a certain type of mailing, marketing method, or maybe a certain type of properties, not just regular multifamily, but multifamilies that have this issues. Maybe you can find like code enforcement multifamilies, whatever it is, and concentrate on those. So you have to find the niche that works the best for you, and then go from there. But multifamilies are the best investments during a recession. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever you want to do, but that's just something that I know and that has been talked about a lot, and that from the years of experience and now understanding how the market works, multifamily is the way to go, and that's what I'm trying to buy myself as well. Another thing is that cheaper properties will still grow, and what that means is that condominiums, townhomes, and cheaper single-family homes or cheaper multifamily homes, duplexes, that could go under that average sale price on your area, those will still sell on the market, especially if they're listed properly and correctly. And what that means for wholesalers is that as long as you have a good property under market value, your buyers probably will end up buying it. So don't be worried about too much, but try to market your deals or get your deals at a bigger discount than you did for the past 2 years, because people are not paying as top of a dollar they used to be paying before. And the last thing that I want to give to you guys is another tip that what's going to be very, very good for the next couple years is creative financing. And creative finance has been talked about a lot. There's multiple ways of doing creative financing. They could be subject to or other ways. You can do net listing, you can do seller finance, you can subject to a property. So all those things are going to be even more prevalent. The reason behind that is that people cannot get loans as easy. It gets more complicated. The rates are higher, and the people still the sellers, they want to still sell for the price they're asking for. So let's say their property is worth 500, they want 500,000 for it, but now in the market people only pay like 480, and they're stuck at that 500,000. But if you can sell a finance and be no money out of your pocket and sell that for a 500,000, and you get a 5 or 10 year note, and they're willing to do that, you can still work a deal with them. That's just like a very out of the air example, but in general, that kind of seller financing gives you a little bit more freedom that banks don't give you that right now. So make sure to consider seller financing, offer that to your leads. Obviously, another thing is the subject to, which is kind of like seller financing, just a little bit different, same idea. But when it comes to like net listing, that's something that I've been getting into recently because it's also a creative method to make money. Net listing is a very complicated way of creative financing, in my opinion, but I'll be more than happy to talk about it on the channel. If you guys want to hear about it a little more, I've been learning about it myself, so you guys will kind of follow my journey if I'm going to succeed in it or if it's not going to be great. Just kind of how the channel started, but just based on this creative financing. But besides this is pretty much everything that I can mention about the market. I think in the end of the day, yes, the market is changing. You should definitely keep your eye out on everything that's going on, the interest rates raising, them printing more money, or everything like that. You should definitely keep that in your mind. However, just understand that this time will require you to have better deals, because even the better deals will still be bought by your buyers if you're wholesaling. So don't worry about, it's so hard to find whatever. Find a deal and make sure it's a good deal. Run the numbers. It doesn't work like it did for the last 2 years that you can just buy whatever and wholesale whatever. That's not how it is anymore, and you gotta learn how to adapt and adjust yourself in the way you do business. And that's how you are gonna survive in real estate wholesaling and thrive when everyone else is failing in this business. I hope you guys found this video useful. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you did. Comment down below if you have any further questions. And as always,